Well, good morning everyone. Time to start now. So we are taking up the product Contractors All Risk today. Contractors All Risk. See, Contractors All Risk is a part of engineering insurance. This is one of the policies of the engineering class. Now this is most important to understand what is engineering insurance. So the engineering insurance means the class which refers to the insurance that provides economic safeguard to the risk faced by the ongoing construction projects, installation projects, and machines and equipment in project operation. So for all these three things, different kind of policies are required. Because when a construction of a project is going on, that means this is at the construction or erection stage. When installation of project is going on, means machineries or the plants are being installed. But once the project is over and it comes to the operation, in that case, machines and equipments in project operations need different kind of policies. These policies are to maintain the machines and equipments. So basically, engineering is a section of the non-motor class of general insurance that includes all the policies or related policies or relevant policies to the construction project, installation project, machines and equipment and project operations. So this engineering insurance is a little bit different with other classes, because here a wide range of risk related engineering policies are there, first of all. Secondly, these policies relate to different stages. Thirdly, in engineering, you will find creation is there, designing is there, construction is there, buildings are there, machineries are there. So for every purpose, you need a different policy. When something is being created or designed or constructed, you need a different kind of policy. And lastly, when all these things are being operated, at this stage, breakage of parts, breakdown, maybe mechanical or electrical, or the repairs and replacement, or the construction of different kinds, all these things are being maintained. So at that stage, different kind of policies are required. So this engineering section provides a wide range of risk related to engineering. And all the policies are subject to average clause. So this has a variety of coverage. Now CR is one of them. CR policy is one of them. The purpose and the object and the aim of the CR policy is altogether different. Because this is a policy which is required for the purpose of infrastructural development. And India is among the fastest growing economies in the world today, with an upbeat outlook towards rapid infrastructural development. This infrastructure development is not verbal, this is not on the papers, this is not on the records only. This is practically taking a shape in the country. Practically taking a shape means plenty of infrastructural development projects are already going on in the country. In some part of the country you will find railways are working. Railways are being expanded, industrial units, housing facilities, dams, flyovers, power plants and other such construction projects are already on. Means they are taking the shapes. They are being constructed or erected at different locations and different states, but within the country. So this kind of rapid infrastructural developments are already taking place, and these projects comes with different kind of material risk. Because the rise in these infrastructural projects comes with a rise in material risk. So the possibility of damage to the construction materials, machineries, or the constructed portion due to environmental and man-made hazards can lead to substantial losses for the contractors. This is one policy which is normally taken by a contractor. Contractor is the person who is engaged in constructing, building, or setting up an infrastructural project. So normally contractors are taking this policy. That is the reason this policy is named as the Contractors All Risk. But it doesn't mean only contractors can take it. Even principals, owners, or in the joint name, it can be taken. So CR policy is required wherever the infrastructural development is taking place and the projects are going on. Project may be of the kind of railway, industrial unit, housing facility, dam, flyover, power plant, or such other construction projects. For all these purposes, you need a CR policy. Now there are plenty of policies in the engineering section. The types of engineering insurance can be classified into two categories, which are known as the annual policies and the other one is long-term or project insurance policies. So when we talk of annual policies under engineering section, you will find the policies like CPM, Contractors Plant and Machinery, EI, Electronic Equipment Insurance, MBD, Machinery Breakdown Insurance, BPP, Boiler and Pressure Plant Insurance. These are all annual policies. Annual means issued for the 12 months. But they are subject to renewal at the expiry of the policy as per the choice of the contractor or customer. If they want to renew, policy can be renewed for further 12 months. If they want to renew for a shorter period, policy can be renewed for a shorter period. If they want to change the terms and conditions of the policy, they can change it. All the facilities are there. And normally these are the policies which are required to maintain the machineries while they are in the operation. So here comes the annual policy. The other section is long-term policy or the project insurance. This is a different kind of policy. And this section you will find only two policies. These are known as the Contractors All Risk and Erection All Risk. These are long-term means policies issued for 1 year only. But at the expiry, policy can be extended. Since they are related to the projects, so they can be extended till the project is not completed. They can be extended till the project is not handed over. They can be extended for months, 3 months, 6 months, 9 months. They can be extended for a year. They can be extended for years. 1 year, 2 years, 3 years. It all depends upon the term of the project, means completion of the project. So these policies have three different specialties. One, these are long-term policies. Secondly, they are not renewed, they are extended. And third, normally they are renewed on the same terms and conditions. So even on extensions, the terms and conditions are not changed. So this is the basic difference between the annual policies and long-term policies, and there are different classes of policies which are purpose specific, object specific, nature specific. There is one more classification of the engineering policies, which is based on the phases. Phase means one related to construction phase, other related to operation phase. Construction, when the project is not completed, it is under construction. Once it is completed or handed over, this comes into the operation. For that purpose, there are different policies. More or less, policies are the same, except few additions. But the stages are different. Construction phase is different, operational phase is different. Construction phase is also known as the period policies or one-time policies. Operation phase is also known for annual policies. So in the period phase, you will find the same contractor all risk, erection all risk, and additional marine income erection, advanced loss of profit, or DSU, delayed start. But in the second phase, that is operational phase, all annual policies are there. Annual means policies which are required to maintain the particular machinery or the plant. Say for example, MBD, BPP, machinery loss of profit. This is required to maintain the profit. CPM, CER, CECR means civil engineering completed risk. EEI and deterioration of stock, that is DOS. So nothing to differentiate. The policies are for two different purposes, one for construction phase, other for the operation phase. Policies are also classified as the annual policies and period policies or long-term policies. More or less, policies are same. They are bifurcated in two sections only. Because in engineering, you will find, even after the expiry of the policy, there could be maintenance period. There could be testing period. Or there could be operation period. So these purposes are different. That is the reason the policies are different. So what is ensured under a CR policy? What is the subject matter? CR may be taken out for all buildings and civil engineering projects. For example, residential and office building, hospital, school, theatre, production facilities, infrastructure facilities, airport facilities, bridges, dams, tunnels and harbors. These are all subject matters of CR policy under. For any of these purposes, the CR policy can be given. The policy has two different sections of coverage. One is material damage and second third party liability. But this material damage section is big one. It covers the risk of the kind of contact work, removal of debris, professional fees, fee issue materials, construction equipments, construction machineries, principals existing properties, all and everything is covered. But in second section, that is third party liability, bodily injury and property damage is covered. So when you are giving a CR policy to any of the contractors or proposers or the buyers, you have to explain the period of the policy specifically. Why? Because the period of cover commences under two different circumstances. One, when the commencement of the project or work is there. Second, arrival of first consignment at the project site. Now, whichever is earlier, either of these two circumstances, the policy will start. period of cover will start. But policy expires under three different circumstances. One, when the completed part thereof is taken over by the principals or the owners. Second, it is put into service. Put into service means project is completed and tested and then it is started. Or the third, date specified in the policy, whichever is earliest. So policy will start under two different circumstances, whichever is earlier, and policy will end under three different circumstances, whichever is earlier. Now, in case the work is not completed within the period specified in the policy, then the policy can be extended, but it is not renewed because this is not an annual policy. CAR is a long-term policy, this is a project policy, this is a period policy. So this is extended till the project is handed over on the same terms and conditions, under the same name and same location for the same project. Extension is always based on the projected completed time. And this is given by the contractor. He is the right person. He will decide within what time he will complete the project. Maybe he can take the extension for few more months or few less months. This is as per his choice. Because the insurer is on risk till the expiry date of the policy. Now, what is the basic difference between CR and ER? Both are all risk policies, point number one. Both are engineering policies, point number two. Both are given for the construction or erection purposes, point number three. Then how does they differ? For what specific purpose CR policy is given and what for specific purpose ER policy is given? Contractors all risk is CR, erection all risk is ER. So the determining factor is value of erection and installation work. Now what is this value of erection and installation work? If in the project the civil work is more, that means construction work is more than the 50% cost of the total project. In that case, CR policy. But if the erection or installation work is more than the 50% cost of the total cost of the project, in that case, ER policy. Now this value of erection and installation depends upon the machinery, plants, equipments. Or civil work depends upon the construction. Say suppose a 5-story hospital building is to be constructed. I am a contractor, I am constructing a 5-story hospital building. So in the hospital, main work is construction of the building. Machineries are there, but not more than 50% of that. Or say suppose a university building is to be constructed. Construction work is there. But if an industry is to be constructed, or a plant is to be erected, or a project like some power plant or some solar plant is to be erected, in that case, value of erection and installation work would be more than 50%. There you can get the ER policy, that is erection or this policy. Now what are the unique features of CR policy? In majority of proposals, there will be risk structure by the company engineers. All general insurance companies are hiring the risk engineers. In your team also, some risk engineers are there. They are expert in their inspection work. They are well qualified. So their report matters a lot. They are physically inspecting the project risk and locations and materials. They are suggesting and recommending about the acceptance and ratings. They are also suggesting and recommending the safety measures and loss minimization measures. So their report is very important. Even in engineering, it is not possible to inspect all the risks. But in majority of proposals where the long term is involved and huge cost is involved, the services of risk inspection engineers are always taken and should be taken because they are the right persons to suggest the right recommendations about the declining the project or accepting the project. Not only that, they suggest the good features and bad features in their reports. So for the underwriter, it is very important how to rate it, how to accept it, and what terms and conditions and warranties he can impose. Secondly, since long term is involved, huge cost is involved, so it is the bounden duty of the contractor or the buyer of the policy to declare all material facts. This is a contract of utmost good faith. All insurance contracts are a contract of utmost good faith, but here is the increased duty because purchaser has to declare all material information. This is a project of huge cost, project of long term. And the terms and conditions will continue till the expiry of the policy or till the completion of the project. So this duty is applicable to both the parties. Now policy can be issued in the names of joint names or two or more parties, that is principal, contractors and subcontractors. It is not the case always that the contractor is taking the policy. It can be issued even in the joint name. Almost all classes of engineering insurance are controlled by tariffs which prescribe standardized proposals and policy wordings. The CSR policy is not specific to us only, our company only. This is uniform to all the general insurance companies because this is a tariff policy. You can say tariffs are discontinued. Tariffs were discontinued since 2006 and 8 only. That time, tariffs were dismantled, but for the purpose of pricing only. Pricing was made free. Because the IRDA gave a level playing field to all the private and public insurers, so they accepted the demand of the insurance company that allow us to charge any rate as per our choice because we are ultimately responsible for our own profitability. And we did it. But in that case also, all terms, conditions, clauses and wordings were applicable uniformly to all the general insurance companies of India. That means no company dared to change, alter or modify the terms, conditions and wordings of the policies. Same ditto pattern is applied by all the general insurance companies for the policy. Now, recently, the IRDA has issued a de-notification of tariffs. That means the IRDA has now allowed the insurance company to change the terms and conditions on wordings if they want. They can even issue the policies on the modified mode. If the companies want, they can, but so far no company has changed any condition. So almost all classes of engineering insurance are controlled by tariff which prescribes standardized proposal and policy wordings. Means all the companies are using the same proposal form, same policy wordings, same policy format. The sum assured is adjustable at completion of the construction on the basis of an actual bill. This is also applicable to all the general insurance companies. Now, when you are giving a CR policy to any of the proposers or buyers, you have to keep in mind that this policy is applicable only to the risks located in India, for which the value of civil work involved is more than 50% of the total contract value. Say suppose I have got 3 contract to complete 3 5-star hotels. Now one is in Jaipur, another is in Bangalore, and third is in Colombo. So as a contractor, I am completing all my 3 projects and I am taking the insurance policy for all these 3 projects. Insurance company give me the CR policy for 2 projects only. For Jaipur project and Bangalore project, but not for Colombo project, because the risk is not located in India. And CR policy will be given if I will confirm that the construction work or civil work is more than 50% of the total cost of the project. Who can take? Me as a contractor or principal or subcontractor. So for selling this policy, your target segments are government contract involved in government projects like road construction, bridge construction or building constructions, and builders and developers of the township. They are more in number. Mind one thing. They are the frequent buyers because they have multiple projects at the same time. Builders and developers. They are plenty in number. In every big city you will find they are developing high-rise buildings for even residential purposes. They are developing the township. On the contrary, the government contractors or the contractors taking the project like road construction or bridge construction, there you will find that certain departments are also involved. Bridge and construction department, railway department, or the contractors, even Nagar Nigams, public works departments. But these are the free birds, builders and developers. They are all private owners. They have multiple projects. They are also investing crores of rupees in their projects. Bigger is the city, maximum number of projects are there. In metros you will find they are developing new colonies, new townships. So they are all your buyers because in their developing buildings and township, the civil work is more than 50% of the total projects. So they will take CR also. This is the image which shows that part of the CR policy can be given. Say residential buildings, hospital, school, college buildings, roads, constructions, they all need CR policy. As far as the material damage of the policy is concerned, that is very wide because the policy is always policy. All risk means everything is covered unless it is specifically excluded from the policy. Means there has to be an exclusion list. These are the risks which are not covered. Otherwise, everything is covered. Third party liability, third party property against loss or damage, destruction or any cause and third party person injury is also covered. But the material damage being the wider one, different kind of risk will be included. So for example, fire related risk. So you will find the fire, lightning, explosion, theft, burglary, windstorm, flood, inundation, earthquake, landslide, rockslide, subsidence. They are all fire perils except burglary. They are all covered because none of them is excluded. Construction faults like defective material, workmanship, collapse, subject to exclusions. Means if they are not excluded, they are covered. Human errors like lack of skill, negligence of workers, they are covered. Additionally, air crash, blastings, they are also covered. So the policy is an all-risk policy, and the material damage section is wider one. This covers every kind of risk. You can see the loss, the real loss image, loss at the delimeter site. If this kind of loss is taking place, you can imagine the loss of the property, loss of the machinery, loss of the plant, loss of the animals, loss of the third party. Every loss is possible under these circumstances. Now, how to decide the sum insured of the policy? This is a policy which is subject to underinsurance. All engineering policies are subject to underinsurance. All engineering policies are subject to a rate clause that is applied on in case of underinsurance. And you can say all engineering policies are all these policies also. So when you are determining the sum insured of the CER policy, you have to consider every aspect which is related to the amount of the insurance. And you have to include everything. Whatever machineries are imported, landed cost at the site. Whatever machineries are purchased from within country, landed cost at the site. Cost of construction, permanent civil engineering work, and even the escalated value. But before taking the escalated value, you include the projected completed value of the contract work, plus cost of material, wages, rates, custom dues, construction cost, and materials or items supplied by the principals. Even after including all these things, you take accelerated value. Because if the project is for more than 1 year, you never know how much cost will be increased by the time the project is completed. How much? Suppose the project cost of my 5-story hospital building today is 25 crore. But by the time it is completed in 2.5 years, the cost may go to 42 crores. So how much escalation you will take? Half the escalated value is not sufficient. You can say how this much of escalation will be there. There are reasons. Labor cost will increase, building cost will increase, situational cost will increase, material cost will increase. There never comes to the downside. Either there is no work, if there is work, cost will be increased. So you can plan at the time of beginning of the project only that project cost should be added everything plus escalation plus the sum insured should be higher one. It could be over insurance but not under insurance. That is important. If there is over insurance, there is no harm except a little amount of premium. But if there is under insurance, then there is a harm. Because at the time of loss, the amount of claim will be deducted proportionately by application of average clause. So working out the sum insured of the policy is very important. Here you can play a lead role, you can guide your buyer. That if you have the tender of some project of say 20 crores, don't take the policy for 20 crores only. Because by the time your project is completed, the cost will go up. And if you are thinking that your project by the time it is completed will go up to 30 crores, then take the policy at least for 30 crores. Maybe more than that, but not less than that. Because today you are giving the premium a little higher. But tomorrow at the time of claim, you will not lose anything. That time if you are losing, that would be the loss of lakhs of rupees or millions of rupees. So better you don't set the premium cost. Look for the completed claim amount if there is any loss. In addition, you can take certain add-on covers because companies providing lot many add-on covers. Third-party liabilities, unknown property of insured, escalation, removal of debris, CPM, maintenance. These all add-ons are available. All the general insurance companies are providing. These are all optional. These are available on additional premium. Every buyer is free to opt any of them or all of them. Add-on covers are not compulsory, not binding upon any buyer. They are free. But if they are buying, they have to pay additional cost for each one of them. CPM is a separate policy. If the number of plant and machineries of the contractors are more, they can take the CPM policy. But there is less, one or two only. Up to certain amount, companies are providing the add-on cover as CPM with the CR policy, with the restriction of sum insured. This is another real image of loss. But by calculating, when physically seeing this kind of images, you cannot calculate any amount of loss. You never know under these debris how much dead bodies are there, how much plants and machineries are there, how much animals are there. So physically you can see all these losses, but still we are not able to work out. That means it will take time till it is removed. And even the cause of loss has to be seen how much severe impact it has already on the already constructed portion. It can further damage the building or the constructed portion. So these all possibilities are there. Now certain risks are not included in the policy because they are specified as exclusions because the risk is on policy, is always policy. List of exclusions is important. Willful act, willful negligence, loss discovered only at the time of taking inventory, faulty design, penalty for delay or non-fulfillment of terms, cost necessary for rectification or correction, and the bodily injury or illness of employees or workmen of the contractor. This last one is a typical in nature. Because if any worker of the contractor is suffering any bodily loss, injury, death, disability, he will be paid nothing in the CR policy. CR policy is not to indemnify the persons or the employees or the workers of the contractor. Or even of the principals. Because their risk is covered under the workman compensation insurance or the employees compensation insurance. Third party liability can be taken for a broader amount. But this third party liability cover cannot be granted during extended maintenance. This has to be since the beginning. Now if the extended amount is there, so the limits have to be decided by the contractor or the proposer. He has to select any one person limit and any one accident limit. Insurance company would be liable for that amount, and insurance company will charge a premium on those limits selected. One more image of the losses where the third party losses are there. Building under course of construction collapses, 2 passerbys killed. The 2 passerbys killed means these were informed. They were separate. They were identified. But still, there are chances that further the party possibility of loss could be there. Once the debris are removed, then the execution will come out to see how much loss was there. Either there is a partial claim or the total claim. Both kind of claim will be settled under the policy. In case of the partial loss, when the immediate intimation of loss is received, the insurance company will depute the surveyor who will physically inspect the loss. And when assessing the loss, he will apply three things. Three things are means three policy clauses. Because the cost of repair will be given to restore the property to the original conditions minus salvage value, minus under insurance, minus compulsory excess. Now this under insurance will apply only if there is sum insured is not adequate, otherwise not. In case of total loss, insurance company will pay actual value of the property immediately, pay for the loss, minus same policy clauses, less salvage, less under insurance, less compulsory excess. Restatement of sum insured is also applicable here. Once a claim has been settled and paid, the sum insured will be reduced by the amount paid in the claim. So once the sum insured is reduced, there is a possibility of under insurance if there is any further loss in the unexpired period of the policy. So to say that it is always better to pay a difference amount of premium to reinstate the sum insured. Now certain points have to be noted when we are giving this policy to any of your buyers. The rating of any CR policy shall depend upon the project type. It's a bridge, it's a tunnel, it's a canal, it's a hospital, it's a university building, it's some power plant, what it is. For every project type, rate structure is separately decided in time. On that basic rate, the insurance company may apply the de-tariffing discount as per the choice and the rules permit of the insurance company. Then there is a midterm cover. If in case the project has already started, first of all, no company will give the policy. And if any company is giving, they will have two conditions. Policy can be given mid-term, but the premium shall be charged from the commencement of the project. Means, if it was started 6 months before, also pay the premium for 6 months. And the second condition, that shall be done post taking the declaration from the insured of non-loss history. Means, so far there is no loss. Because the insured will always try, after taking the policy, close the premium immediately. If my project has started from 1st of January, I have taken the policy, I am taking the policy today on 10th of September, it means my intention is not clear. My 9 months completion of work is already there. Why I am taking the policy today? Either there is some loss that I want to claim, or there is a possibility of loss that I want to cover. So for possibility of loss, it's okay. Insurance company will cover the risk for future losses. But if there is any loss which has already taken, you could not claim because I was not having the policy. Today when I am taking the policy, immediately after 15-20 days I have to file the claim. So to save that kind of manipulations, insurance company will take the declaration from me that there is no loss till date, and then only will provide the midterm cover by completing these two circumstances. One, I have to pay the premium from 1st of January. Two, I have to give a declaration that there is no loss. A small term policy can be given. If my project is for 4 months only, I will take the policy for 4 months. Why to take for 1 year? So the policy can be taken for a small term as well as 3 months to a long term also, depending upon the project period. For a long term policy or long term projects, the extension can be given. insurer can be changed. Insurer can be changed under what circumstances? If the policy has been taken from one insurance company, extension cannot be given by another insurance company without taking the entire project premium. I am a contractor. I am completing a project of hospital in 2.5 years. From the commencement date, I have taken the policy from the Bajaj. But I am not happy with their services. I don't want the extension from you. I want the extension of my policy from you. When I am seeking the extension from your company will ask me, why do you want to change the insurance company? I said, I am not happy with them. Well, okay, we will cover the risk, we will charge the premium from day one, and the project was commenced. So for the previous year also you have to pay the premium, complete premium for us. Because if there is any loss in that work, you will claim it from us today. While we were not at risk at that time. So if you want to claim that losses, you have to pay the premium also. So that is possible. The only thing is extension can be given by another insurance company by taking the entire project premium. Installment facility is there. In case the project period is more than or equal to 12 months. Higher discount can also be given. Sometimes the contractors are taking the policy just to submit to the government departments because they are taking the government tenders. So they wanted that lower premium. Tariff allowed. Tariff says premium can be lower provided you are ready to bear the higher excess. If you are ready to bear 10 times of the minimum compulsory excess, we will give you 20% discount. If you are ready to bear 20% of the minimum excess, we will give you 30% discount. Now there are two important clauses which your corporates and your broker team can ask. You must be aware of that. Because CR policy is one policy where the clauses are having the importance. If they are aware, they will ask you. And we are providing both these clauses without charging any extra premium. But the insured has to opt. If they are opting, then only they will come into force. This 50-50 clause is useful once the policy is terminated. Means either the project is completed or it is handed over or it is put into service. Now suppose thereafter 2 months or 3 months or 4 months, if the contractor or the principal discovered some loss, so he will file the claim on the insurance company. Insurance companies will say, we are not on risk today, policy is already over. We will not pay any loss. Then he will play the smartness, he will say, no, this is the old loss of the policy period. We have come to know today only, that is why we have lost this claim. Now how to ascertain whether this is old or new? Surveyor was sent, surveyor was not able to find. It is not possible to ascertain whether the cause of such damage happened prior to the termination of the policy or later. So in such a case, if the 50-50 clause is taken, the insurance company will say 50% risk will be here, 50% risk we have to bear. So the liability shared for that particular loss, which is discovered after termination of the policy. So this is useful for both. This is a win-win situation. Both are sharing the liability. Secondly, 72-hour clause. This is another important clause. This says If any insured peril has caused the loss to the insured property or premises or the constructed portion, that loss is reported to the insurance company and claimed. But the cause of loss is so severe, it has so deep impact that today it has caused the loss, tomorrow it may further result into the losses, third or fourth day it may also show additional losses. Now every day, if you are informing the insurance company and registering a claim, insurance company will treat all those claims as separate. Maybe the location is the same, insured is same, cause of loss is same, but the losses are reported on different intervals. So those intervals will compel insurance company to register separate claims. Suppose one earthquake has caused the loss to a hospital building. One top floor has collapsed. The claim is reported. Insurance company has registered the claim. But the impact of the earthquake was so severe that the second day, night also one floor is collapsed. Again a claim is registered, intimated to the insurance company. So this may continue even the third day, fourth day, fifth day, sixth day. Cause of loss is same, location is same, insured is same. But if the number of claims registered for the same cause are more than one, then on each claim a separate compulsory excess will be applicable. And the compulsory excess on CR policy is very high. So insured is going to bear the losses because that amount will be deducted by the insurance company. So for this purpose, insurance company will treat it that whatever number of claims you have registered with us or informed with us, we will treat those losses as one if they have taken place within 72 consecutive hours. They will be treated as one event. So only the one compulsory excess will be deducted. So this is again saving the claim amount of the contractor or the insured. So the simple factor, how to decide the CR and ER. If more than 50% cost of the project relates to the civil work or the construction, in that case only you have to give the CR policy. If more than 50% cost relates to the erection and installation work, you have to give the ER policy. So this is the simple classification of CR and ER, and both are engineering policies, both are all-risk policies, both are long-term policies, both are given for the long-term projects. But the differentiation of CR and ER is only the direction cost. If it is more than 50%, ER policy will come into picture. So this is all about the CR and ER. Now if you have any questions, you may ask. Any questions, anybody can ask. No questions? Okay, check your bell ID. Got the test paper? Okay, please continue. Answer all the 12 questions. You have plenty of time of 20 minutes. Okay. Noted, my dear. Got it, sir, got it. Please continue, attempt all the 10 questions. Time is as per your choice. Once they are completed, click on the submit button. That test paper will come to me automatically and you can exit. Continue, please. If it is better if you are opening your videos also. Yes, you can open.